Hello, traders and investors. Welcome back to Market Vision, your daily dose of market updates. Let's discuss how the markets performed overall and where we are headed in the upcoming days. Today, Indian markets continued their bullish run while global cues were mixed. Let's break it down. Indian indices shine and held their positivity today. Nifty surged 108 points with 0.47% gain and closed quite strong, while Sensex jumped 309 points, up by 0.40%. This rally reflects strong domestic sentiment despite mixed global trends. Sectoral indices were on fire today. PSU banks stole the show with 2.37% surge, followed by media which gained 1.88%, and private banks were up 1.74%. Oil and gas and energy sectors also joined the party, gaining 1.06%. This broad-based rally signals strong institutional buying and sector rotation. Global markets were flat to negative. Asian markets were weak, Nikkei down by 1%, Hang Seng fell 2%, though Shanghai edged up 0.25%. Europe was mixed, DAX and FTSE were up by 0.25%, while CAC was flat. US markets saw a sell-off, Dow Jones was down 0.66%, S&P fell 1.25%, and Nasdaq crashed 2.15% due to tech weakness. Now let's try and understand from charts and open interest how we can make a sense for tomorrow's market. So we are in the Nifty indices. Okay, so as you see, the market opened flat, and then from there we saw a good positive uptrend. Eventually, maybe around 10:30 to 11 o'clock odd timing, we saw a immediate surge in the Nifty, and then from there it stood strong throughout the end of the day. Now this fairly suggests after the kind of shooting star pattern, uh, or maybe the hanging man pattern, uh, Nifty surged roughly around 100 odd points. So this in itself is a positive trend. So from here we can consider that the hanging man pattern uh, did not go well, and this in fact gave more positivity. Of course, it doesn't mean that the hanging man signifies only the downtrend, but yes, there was a lot of expectation that maybe the market might find resistance and start moving towards downward. However, towards the end of the day, there was a lot of strength that was seen, and markets continued to move higher. Now, for tomorrow Nifty's weekly expiry, we might expect a range bound scenario wherein it might open flat and reach towards 23,500 odd levels, and then from there we might see a reversal coming back to 23,400 or maybe to 23,300 odd levels. Though despite the US markets have been down, but gift nifty does not signal a big drop. So the expectation is that we would be sustaining the 23,300 levels, which was acting as a strong support the previous day. So we might trade in a range bound tomorrow in a 200 points range from 300 levels to 23,500 levels. Now post the weekly expiry, we might again start to see a strong momentum that gets built on Nifty, which might let the Nifty first trigger the previous resistance of 23,800 odd levels. Once that gets tested, and if it still holds strong, then we might soon see a sharp bounce back or a rally, taking 24,000 odd levels and above. So 23,200 levels again will act as a strong resistance. But yes, if the overall world markets remain positive, and the Indian cues are any which ways quite strong. So we might soon see heading towards 24,200 odd levels, maybe in a week's time, maximum by next weekly expiry. So we are in the positive uptrend scenario. So we have to wait and watch. If any global triggers come in, we have to remain cautious. So until 23,300 odd levels are sustained, it's okay to go long. Now talking from the perspective of open interest. So as you already could see 23,500 odd levels, we saw call unwinding, and at all the lower levels like 23,400, uh, 350, um, 300, all these strike prices or strike rates, we saw a good call unwinding that was seen. Now there is immediate resistance for Nifty only at 24,000 levels. So once this weekly expiry gets over, maybe we would surely be headed towards 24,000 levels, because we do not see any strong resistance there to control or hold Nifty. Uh, and on the downside, if you see 23,300 is where we see a strong support coming in from the put writers, and then eventually at 23,000 levels, where again we have a strong open interest that has been built on the put side. So overall, Nifty is in positive trend, and we do not have any resistance once Nifty crosses 23,500 odd levels. Given this expiry for tomorrow, we might trade in the range of 23,300 levels to 23,500 levels. So this 200 points range could be seen tomorrow. On the PCR front, overall it is zero point 0.8, and at the money it is 0.73, which is neutral to mildly bullish. Now, if we look at Sensex, so Sensex also traded positively. It opened at the mid of yesterday's trading range, and then from there in the afternoon we saw a good momentum coming in the Sensex index, and then from there it traded strongly to close above 77,000 levels. So since 77,000 is a round number, so we would the immediate support for Sensex would be 77,000 levels, and then the resistance is the initial high that we had seen 78,800 odd levels. So that would be the immediate resistance for Sensex. Maybe in this weekly expiry of 22nd, it seems to be doubtful that we would be reaching or crossing towards 78,800 odd levels, but surely we can see we reaching 78,000 hurdle immediately, maybe in 2 to 3 trading sessions, in case if we do not see any global triggers coming in. So even Sensex looks quite strong and positive. Just that it should be holding the 77,000 levels, or at max 76,500 levels. If these levels are held, then we might see Sensex moving on the higher side, roughly towards 78,000 levels, and after crossing 78,000 we would touch the previous resistance of 78,800 odd levels. Suppose that we only have the resistance at 80,000 odd levels, which is maybe like far away, 3,000 points away from here. From the open interest, if you see, there have been a tug of war between the put writers as well as call writers at 77,000 strike levels. So if you see, there have been good strength that was built, in fact today, both on call side as well as on the put side. So maximum open interest was built maybe today itself for the 22nd April expiry. So now if Sensex crosses 77,000 levels, we do not have any strong support until 78,000 levels, and even compared to 77,000, 78,000 do not have high open interest. So we might easily cross even 78,000, provided if there comes a strong intensity in terms of buying at the lower levels meaning 76,500 to 77,000 levels. If we see the put writers are able to sustain these levels, then no doubt that we would be seamlessly crossing or reaching towards 78,000 levels in maybe 2 or 3 odd trading sessions. So it is just tomorrow's session that we have to wait and watch how the pressure from the call writers would be. If call writers are unable to sustain or hold 77,000 odd levels, then yes, we are surely headed towards 78,000 and above. So from the PCR front, overall it is 1.2, which is quite positive, and at the money it is 0.99. Again, it is positive. So we might soon see 77,000 being taken down on the Sensex. On Bank Nifty, we already suggested or discussed yesterday that if Bank Nifty sees a strong momentum, then we would be headed towards 53,500 odd levels, which is the immediate resistance for Bank Nifty. We are just maybe 3% down from the previous highs for Bank Nifty. So there have been a good positive momentum that was seen just in maybe 6 odd trading sessions. We rose roughly around 3,500 odd points. So this shows a very strong momentum in the banking stocks. And since we had already discussed that IT have been showing the signs of weakness, so we believe that there has been a good sector rotation from IT, and all the major institutions have moved towards banking stocks and maybe financial services stocks. That is when we have been seeing a lot of positivity and lot of strength at the lower levels on the banking and financial services indices. So we are already strong on the banking stocks. So in no time we would be heading towards 54,500 odd levels. Maybe by the end of this month is what we had expected and have been telling since like 3 odd sessions now. So this positivity will surely help even Nifty to sustain its strength, and then in no time maybe we would start recovering even on Nifty and Sensex indices, and we would be approaching towards the all-time highs again. Yes, for the major indices like Sensex and Nifty, we might take little time, but yes, going forward, please have a eye and closely watch all the banking stocks, because there is good buying interest that is seen here. Now let's talk from the perspective of open interest. So as we move ahead, so at each resistance, previous resistance levels, we had seen a good unwinding of positions on call options that had been seen. So at 52,500, 52,000, 51,500, 51,000, and even at 54,000 we see unwinding in the call open interest that is seen. So now what this suggests, so if this is broken down, 53,000 levels is decisively broken down, then we might swiftly move towards 54,000 levels in no time. Maximum a day or 2 days trading session should be enough for Bank Nifty to approach towards 54,000 levels, provided if there is a strong support that emerges at 53,000 odd levels, and there should be no sell off maybe in a day or 2 days trading sessions. So here if you see, somewhere there have been good built up on the put writing at 53,000 levels, but compared to the call writing, it's not so strong, and at every 500 point odd levels we have good open interest that has been built already from the initial stages of the month. So it seems to be difficult, for Bank Nifty to cross 53,500 levels, because there is no put writers that have emerged here. If there is no strong, buying at the lower levels, then we will have call writers who would pressurize at every highs that the Bank Nifty tries to move towards. So yes, we have to closely watch, but looking at, um, the open interest data at the higher levels, it is difficult for Bank Nifty to sustain, because there is no buying that or the open interest that is built at the higher levels. So there is a good strong support at 53,000 levels, and below to that it is 52,500 odd levels. So most probably Bank Nifty would, sustain and may not fall below 52,500 odd levels, at least, in a week's time. From the perspective of PCR, overall it is 1.3, and at the money it is 0.73. So not that strong for at the money, but yes, overall it is 1.2, which is, good and bullish. Now, what trades, since Bank Nifty has been, quite strong, what trades can we take and gain, profits? So as per our analysis, we are good to, take short strangles with 52,000 P, 10 positions or 10 lots, and then 53,000 levels, one lot. So as you could see the payoff graph, so we can expect, close to in the range of, 45,000 odd levels to 76,000, 45,000, as profit to 76,000 profits. In this range we might be easily able to make the profits. The break evens is 51,745, which is 2.6%, away from the current market price, and on the higher side it is 55,548 levels, which is 4.6% above the current price. So considering there is a, good positive momentum that is seen in banking stocks overall, that is how Bank Nifty has been, heading or marching towards the higher levels. So 1300 odd points falling from here looks maybe difficult, uh, if, there are no major global triggers that come in, because presently the Indian Qs are, quite positive. So there is high probability that in the range of 76,000 to 45,000 rupees can be easily made. The investment that is needed for these positions is 17.26 lakhs. So the overall gains could be in the range of 2 to 4.5%. So the possibility of profit or probability of profit is 78%, which is good. Time value is 72,000, and intrinsic value is overall 4,000. Yeah, so for 24th expiry, if someone is interested, based on what positions that we are going to take, you might also capitalize on it. Yeah, lastly, let's move on to FINNIFTY. So FINNIFTY has already hit 52-week high, touching 25,500 plus levels, and it, closed tad below 25,500. So since we had already been discussing that in a week's time, FINNIFTY is expected to cross the 52-week high. So in within, like, two trading sessions, from 24,750 to 25,500 levels has been jumped. So 750 points have been covered in just two trading sessions, which is phenomenal. And this shows a lot of strength in the financial services stock. So all the NBFCs and banking stocks had to be closely watched. Whichever have been positively performing and moving towards the 52-week high, those stocks has to be closely tracked, and then you can surely take positions to get good gains. So Axis Bank was one which had, strongly moved up, and then IndusInd Bank had been rallying from the last turmoil that we had seen because of the derivative, trade fraud or misappropriation of the derivative positions, from the IndusInd Bank. So some news had come today, and that does not, seem to have more impact on the bank. That is when we had swiftly recovered roughly, 7 to 8% just in two trading sessions. So that is also one of the reason why we have been seeing good momentum in all the financial services stocks. So overall, for financial services indices, we might soon start moving towards 26,000 odd levels, and then this would be the first sector which had already hit the 52-week high, and we can easily see that there would be a swift movement that would be coming in. So be ready for new highs to come in, like 26,000 levels, 26,500 odd levels, maybe in the May month expiry. Now, from the perspective of open interest, for the moment for 24th April expiry, we see good resistance at 24,500 levels, and then 25,500 levels, and 25,750 odd levels. There is no support that has emerged from the put writers as of now, but yes, we have roughly around 4 odd trading sessions because of short weekly expiry due to holiday. So we might see a good, strength being built maybe in a day or 2 days time, based on the overall market momentum. So as long as the major indices or the broader sectoral indices remain positive, financial services sector would be the top one to perform well, and that is when we might see in just a day or 2 days time good open interest positions getting built at the lower levels, that is the 25,500 odd levels and below. So that would be a strong support which will not let FINNIFTY to fall down towards 25,000 odd levels. So as of now, we see that there is a rising open interest being initiated at the on the call side. So we have to be little bit cautious at least until the 24th April expiry. So post that we will have altogether a new series, May month series, and new open interest positions getting built. So as of now, yes, a big trading range from 25,500 odd levels to 26,000 levels. If there emerges good support at lower levels from 25,300 to 25,500 levels, then we might see FINNIFTY holding 25,500 odd levels and pushing itself towards 25,750 levels in the initial stage, and then 26,000 levels. So from the perspective of PCR, it is 1.3 overall and 0.69 at the money, which is mildly neutral to bullish. Now lastly, on the FII and DII data. So foreign institutions are short on index futures with 86,000 odd quantities. On stock futures, they are quite bullish with 16.76 lakh contracts. On call options, they are long by 3 lakh contracts, and on put options, they are again long by 3.23 lakh contracts. So net um, on index options, still FIIs are short, but they have massively cut their short positions. So overall, we can say that they are turning towards positivity. On proprietary traders on index futures, they are mildly short by 25,000 odd positions. On stock futures, they are again mildly bullish with 2.53 lakh contracts holding. On call options, they are holding longs by 42,000 contracts, and they are also holding shorts in put options by 1.16 lakh contracts. So overall net if you see, they are quite bullish and long by 1.58 lakh contracts. So as long as proprietary traders and FIIs net are long, we will be headed towards the higher highs. So on client, So on index futures, they are long by 31,000 contracts. On stock futures, they are massively long with 18.06 lakh contracts. On call options, they are short by 3.47 lakh contracts, and on put options, again, they are short by 2.59 lakh contracts. So net, they are short by 88,742 open interest positions. So since there is positivity that is seen from proprietary traders and slightly from the FIIs, we might see that the client or the retailers might face the heat, by the with the short positions in case if Nifty moves up tomorrow by maybe again 100 odd points. um, so yeah, we have to wait and watch how the market is expected to perform for tomorrow. Will it be a range bound day with 200 odd points difference, or there would be a lot of positivity that would be again seen despite the global markets not performing so well. So lastly, on the cash markets, so DIIs have sold to the tune of 2005 13 crores, and on the other hand, FIIs have bought in the cash markets for 3,936 crores. So either of these institutions, if they are positive, that would add to a lot of strength onto our major indices. Yeah. So, what are the overall key takeaways that we can have for tomorrow's trading outlook? So, one is our markets are resilient, but yes, keep an eye on the global cues, especially US indices. Banking and financial stocks overall seems to be very strong. So have a close watch on all the banking stocks because there seems to be a sectoral transition or a change that had happened. That is when these indices are going to first hit 52-week high. Financial services had already hit. Now would be the turn for Bank Nifty to hit 52-week high. Then lastly, if global markets stabilize, Nifty could aim for new highs, but volatility may rise if US sell-off, again kicks off. So that's it from our side for the Market Vision series. So if you found this update helpful, smash the like button and subscribe to our Daily Insights channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update. So thank you until tomorrow's trading session.